Okay, today we're going to go over how to make an introductory paragraph to our essay. And the first thing I wanted to point out is we are making this after making our 3-body paragraphs. And I'm going to get to why in a minute. Don't try to write your paper by first writing the introduction. Instead, outline and then write your 3-body paragraphs, because sometimes even after you outline them, they change a little bit when you write them. So do those things first. Okay, the first sentence in your introductory paragraph needs to be an attention getter. Maybe it's a question that gets people thinking, or a quote, something shocking, funny, confusing, just something to get attention that is somewhat on subject. Okay, then you need to make sure all of the background information about whatever you're talking about is in this introduction. People will not read paragraph 2 unless in paragraph 1 they understand what the rest of the essay is going to be about. For ours, it's about a book, so you need to include the title and the author. I'm going to be looking to see is the title and the author in this first paragraph. And I felt like that the 5 elements of a story kind of need to be woven in here too, among the background information in your stated 3 topics. Now, not in a very, I'm not saying that you have to say the setting of the Chronicles of Narnia, or of Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe is Narnia, and be, but I'm just saying that you should mention the world of Narnia. You should mention, for sure, a big one is White Witch and Satan must both be talked about in this paragraph. Your plot, that it's the White Witch trying to maintain control over Narnia while Aslan is, saving. Okay. The conflict, which we talked about, could be maybe described as man versus man, or maybe man versus God, however you wanted to think about it. And the theme. Okay. So don't get too into this where you have to, that I have a bunch of paragraphs with sentences like the conflict in this book. I don't want that, but I do want woven in these ideas. Okay. All right. So then you need to make sure you state the 3 topics. Now ours are comparing the White Witch and Satan, and your topics are going to be easy to find because they're going to come straight from those first topic sentences of your 3-body paragraphs that are already written. So you're going to find those, and you're going to find those key words that are in the first and last sentence, and make sure those words are in this paragraph that we're going to be making. This is a little bit different, and I just put this slide on here. I know of online editing help for all of you in my book club that is completely affordable for everybody. And I turned this student's paper into it, and these are some of the ideas they gave, and you'll even see their comments in the rest of the paper, just to give you an idea of this service. If you want more information, I would love to show you how to use this. It's been very, because I didn't have to, edit this paper. These guys helped me. Okay? All right. So the first thing I said to do is find the 3 topics. So let's do it. Here's a paragraph, and so I find Satan and the White Witch both use twisting sinful things to look like good things. So twisting of good and evil, okay, should be mentioned in this introductory thing. Now I'm just going to go on to my next paragraph to see if there's any new ideas. This may kind of go with the other one. We'll see. The White Witch and Satan both encourage betrayal. Oh, I should have the word betrayal in there. Okay, then they've got pleas to terror, but I think that really goes with the other paragraph there. I'm looking for my 3 big topics here. Earning himself the name traitor. Okay. And then lastly, it looks like he talked about how that they are both powerful. So I've got my 3 things: twisting good and evil, betrayal, and power. Should be mentioned in 3 paragraph. Okay. All right. I hoped that that slide was last, and since it's not, you're going to have to kind of find it in your video to pause it to get back to kind of your rubric there. But anyway, so here we go. Let's go over this, students. I even put on here, I need to see an attention getter first. Okay? Far away in a world inaccessible unless you are called to, hold on, I'm trying to, sorry. Let me get my point. I'm trying to get a pointer and I hit the wrong button. There we go. Far away in a world inaccessible unless you are called to a limited time mission in it lies Narnia. Okay, I think that got my attention well. You know, I'm now going to get information about this inaccessible world. Great. Okay, then once again, I left these comments just for you to see. My editor from online said, revise the comparison you are trying to make in this sentence. Doesn't like how this is worded. So let's read it. Narnia and our world are almost the same, although in Narnia it is always winter, but never Christmas. Okay, so we'll try to edit that some. This sentence here, it does give me a little bit of background on the setting. So I think maybe that might be what the student's trying to do. Let's keep going. The evil, crafty magic of the White Witch constructed this joyless setting. Okay, so here we had the setting once again, and we have our character of the White Witch and how she's evil and crafty. Okay, I might want to see the word powerful in here because that is one of our 3 topics that we have to have. Okay. Simultaneously, our world was being terrorized by a power-thirsty, evil dictator, Adolf Hitler. Okay, so here we have some power-thirsty. Let's keep going. It was a great time for Satan to incentivize people to think that that following him and betraying good people was the only way to find happiness. Let's stop here. So here we've got, exchanging good for evil. We now have Satan entering the mix, which we had to have White Witch and Satan, of course, talked about. Okay, so we're doing good. However, nothing could be farther from the truth. In Narnia, the White Witch did the same. Okay, then we have our editor saying, how does Hitler relate to this essay? I kind of thought the same thing. I really liked how the student remembered that the setting of the writing of this book was World War II, and that probably C.S. Lewis had Adolf Hitler on his mind when he kind of created some of the White Witch things. We kind of have 2 choices. Either ixnay this really neat topic because it isn't really part of this essay, or develop a little more the connection between Adolf Hitler and Satan in our world. How that Satan is using Adolf Hitler as a tool to incentivize people. And I think the student's trying to get there, but it wasn't worded real well. And you kind of go, this sentence is not real good in an introductory paragraph. Because remember, we're trying to introduce our main topics. So here's my suggestion. Keep the sentence, the thought, put it in one of the body paragraphs and develop it a little bit, okay? But it really probably, let me see if I can get a line through, probably needs to be out of our introductory paragraph because it's a new topic that's not going to be throughout, okay? Now, some other things that I noticed. We did not have the title. I'm going to put a T down here for the title. And we did not have the author, okay? So I'm going to tell the student you have to put in the title and author of what we're talking about, okay? We also, and with this program, I have not learned how to go back yet, so I'm kind of frustrated about this, but we need to do a little bit better of making sure our 3 topics are woven in here, and especially woven in a little bit more up here. It was kind of the very end he tried to throw them in, so let's try to get right on that, okay? And then last thing that I really want to notice is, this is just kind of weak. In Narnia, the White Witch did the same, okay? Not that much fun to read, not much thought, just sort of getting the sentence done. So once again, remember the first thing we learned about worked on was bookending our things and making a conclusion kind of sentence. So this needs to be expounded upon. Maybe in Narnia, the White Witch represents so much of what Satan was doing in our world, with both of them being powerful and encouraging betrayal and whatever the third thing was. Okay, so really, really end well. Okay, I hope this helps you guys write your papers, and I look forward to meeting with you.